It's the beginning of another weekend. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Hello, Tokwe. How are you doing today?
I'm grateful to God for life. So on Wednesday, I watched the show at the airport while waiting for my flight that was shifted indefinitely because they were looking for aviation fuel. So it felt so
real,
personal, like I was experiencing what you were talking about. I got to the airport at 6 a.m. for my 7 a.m. flight, and they didn't check us in. I don't want to mention the airline, but just go on my Twitter, CMO Speaks, you will see I ranted about it. And there was no complaint. Just said, we know there's no aviation fuel. I said, so are you cancelling the flights? Are you postponing? What are you doing? All of us just stood there and we were waiting for 3 hours. Then they came back and said, okay, they've gotten fuel now. Wow. I said, so now is our airline at the level of carry Jerica to go and find aviation? It's really bad. And I feel for them because as a business person, I can understand that the price hike would affect businesses. But the least that could be done is to treat customers right, even in your child length. Because when I was coming back yesterday, everybody that was waiting for another airline, I will not mention their name, cancelled their flights like that. Like after they had delayed the flights, cancelled. People that had plans, all of that. And it's not cheap to fly in Nigeria. So you're spending so much money, and then you cannot say, I will get there tomorrow, because they can just cancel your flight. I feel there's a whole lot that can be done too. Businesses are groaning right now. Everything is just crumbling. So as we are praying for hope, let our leaders listen to us and not see it as an attack on their person, and resolve these small issues that are causing this perfect storm within the country.
Hi, Renema.
Fine, I'm grateful to God. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I have a family event tomorrow, so daddy's friend is only unmarried daughter is getting married tomorrow. So all of us were rushing there. We have to attend. They were all at all of our weddings. It's always a joint effort between both families. So I have an event I'm supposed to go, but I'm still thinking how I make it to Surulere, back to Ojo, but I would choose one.
Got to give it this
time. Choose wisely.
How are you doing, Obiano?
I have an advice for every woman out there. If you ever have to pick a fight, please wear a good wig. If you don't know where to get one, come on, I'll hook you up. Okay, I do wigs. I do wigs, and I'll give you good quality wigs. Come on, some things are embarrassing.
I was just like, where is hair by BCG?
I cringed. It was like a rubber. But let's not go there. Excited. I'm having my training tomorrow, Creating Your Desired Life Masterclass. It's happening 7 p.m. tomorrow. We'll be running for like 3 hours. Wow. And I'm really excited. My class is cool. Everybody's looking forward to it. I'm going to be bringing these trainings back from time to time. So the next one will be by the end of the year. So if you miss this one, you can wait again until the end of the year and register. No. You have to be trained for this. No watching replay for this one. How you doing?
I'm doing very well.
Cold today. What's happening?
It's cool. It's one of those days, Jerry.
She's going to eat rabbits.
Who is giving her rabbit? You?
Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Okay, we're going to start with the nation. Buni douses tension, rallies APC governors for convention. FG determined to deepen local content. Atiku picks PDP form, Tambuwal digs in. INEC gets 9 orders, motions on Umahi's sack. EFCC arrests ex-governor Obiano at Lagos Airport. Ladoja pays respect to Olubadan at Palace. Kingsley Moghalu joins presidential race again. And Nigeria raises $1.25 billion through Eurobonds. Okay, which stories are we starting with?
The federal government has said that it's determined to deepen local content and reduce importation of products especially the sort of product that Nigerians can produce locally. So this was said by the Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, NCDMB, Simbi KCA Wabute, and he was speaking on behalf of the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Chief Timipre Silva, at the groundbreaking of Eraxin 64,000 liters day lubricant and chemical blending plant and product launch at Bahrain, Yanagua, Bayelsa State capital. So according to what he said that Nigeria currently consumes about 250 million liters of various engine oil brands per annum. And the consumption is growing at more than 5% every year due to the addition of new vehicles and machineries that we have. And so this Eraxin, it's being established in line with the plans of the federal government to support local companies to produce some of this engine oil and gas in that industry. And they are projecting that this particular Eraxin will provide jobs for over 200 persons and 800 others indirectly. So congratulations to them.
Okay. Yes, INEC has said they've received about 9 court orders that has been, served to them by from various courts by various parties, and that just as INEC prepared to deliberate on it yesterday, they got notice of another court action, served another court process that is about to start yesterday, but they are looking at deliberating on all the court orders received to help them decide the fate of the Ebonyi State governor who defected from the PDP to the APC, and hence several court actions started. So eventually, we'll go nowhere down there. Okay,
so the chairman of the caretaker committee of the APC arrived from Dubai after his medical trip. Remember, he also went to the UK to talk to the governors, to the president at the time, alongside other governors. Anyway, he's back now, and he said that what his substantive representative at the time, all the things he had done, that I think was Governor Abubakar Sani Bello, everything he did in his absence is valid, and that he would continue with that. And also, what was even interesting was that he had a meeting with 5 governors of APC trying to see how they can douse the tension. Obviously, he has won the leadership tussle that he had in the last few weeks, and he's trying to douse the tension. And there was no confidence vote in Akpanudo Edehe. I always struggle with that name. Anyways, I'm happy that things have calmed down, but just hope that the March 26th convention date still holds. So we'll wait and see what happens on that day. I guess from that day onwards, we'll begin to know what the APC presidential tickets, because he becomes influence whoever becomes the APC presidential candidate.
Governor Soludo yesterday was inaugurated as the governor of Anambra State.
Okay, please let me talk with.
So please let me read the Ladoja. So the Olubadon situation, yes. Recently the Olubadon was crowned, and the former governor, who is the Osi Olubadon of Ibadan land, High Chief Rashidi Ladoja, visited the Olubadon, and he was doing this. He spent about 30 minutes with the Olubadon. He did not give any statements to the press, but sources close to him said that any rift people are saying exists between both of them is a figment of imagination, and that he has gone to pay respect, homage to the leader, to the traditional ruler of his land. And I'm happy that I'm really happy with the peaceful transition of the Olubadon stool, and I pray that all other Yoruba traditional rulers generally just follow that peaceful. You might not like it, but if it's the person, let it go. So that's a good news. Okay.
I know we'll take Soludo elsewhere because I need to all over the papers. Let's move on quickly now to the Punch. Nigeria borrowed 6.64 trillion naira, serviced debt with 2.93 trillion in 2021, says DMO. PDP handling face-off with Wike and peace activists, says Obaseki. Suspected female ritualist arrested in Kwara. Cash recovered, male visitor flees. Church founder wanted by FBI for wire fraud, arrested in Enugu. Northern businessman buy 40 million naira PDP presidential form for Atiku. EFCC picks up US-bound ex-governor Obiano at Lagos airport. PRC test for travelers fraudulent, probe NCDC, says ministry and WHO envoy. Telco's mall tariff increase as diesel price skyrockets. Okay, which story are we starting with?
Major headline.
Go ahead, Nima.
Director General of the Debt Management Office has said that our debt stock increased from 32 point something in 22.9 trillion naira in 2020 to 39.56 trillion naira in 2021. And she says that this figure represents an entire, our total external and domestic debt of the federal government, the 36 state governments, and the Federal Capital Territory put together. And that this was used to, for our budget, to finance our budget deficits, our capital projects, and support our economic recovery plan. This has, of course, gotten us to borrow. We borrowed 6.64 trillion, and we've serviced the debt of 6.64 trillion with 2.93 trillion in 2021 alone. And we're still looking at the Eurobond to borrow again, but this time around we're borrowing to pay subsidies. So based on that and several other factors, the economists around are advising federal government, warning them to look into repayment plan. That it's okay for capital to borrow for capital projects, but to borrow for too many recurrence like that is not sustainable. They're asking government to look into their repayment plan and advise accordingly, including myself.
Yes. So I'm not. There was a story of a suspected female ritualist. I'm not really sure what qualifies her as a female ritualist. When I read the story, what happened was that the police had observed that a man with a sports utility vehicle was having a conversation with this woman. And this woman, the woman looked like she was mentally unstable. And then they approached, the moment the police tried to approach them, the man fled. And when they found the lady had in possession about 166,000 naira with her. Children's uniforms, books were recovered, and other things were from the woman. And when they asked her what happened, she said that the man was trying to have sex with her. And, but they're not sure exactly what transpired. So, but somehow she was then labeled as...
Why the label, though?
I don't understand she was mentally unstable, but they're assuming that the man was a ritualist, that he was trying to maybe use her for money rituals.
The journalist that reported it in Kowan, the editors, what's the basis for that label?
Yeah, I'm trying to make major headline. I want to take the PCR story. So this story trended, I joined the tweet war that the PCR test for travelers is fraudulent because suddenly a lot of countries have dropped nose mask wearing. Many countries have said if you are vaccinated, you can freely move. But all these countries in the world, they are still holding on to the economic part of you must do the test because there's an industry around it. Now, particularly in Nigeria, the WHO envoy, his name is Ayoade Alakija. He said that the PCR inbound passengers have to do PCR tests in Nigeria, and it is not done with reagents. Then he mentioned this because a Twitter person, someone on Twitter said that most of our PCR tests are done by companies who government officials have interest in. So it's an entire, that according to him, he should be investigated. There's a scam involved in our process of PCR tests. We don't do PCR tests. Many people that are coming in, they just pay. It doesn't get done. There's no follow through. So I think it really needs to be investigated. He's calling out the NCDC boss to look into it. Yeah.
So are you saying now if we're traveling, we have to still do that test?
We're still going to do all the 3 tests.
Oh, wow.
Okay, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
Àwọn kan wà tí wọ́n bá kú tọ́jọ́ kú wọn ò tí ì pé wọ́n á papòdà síbòmíì.
Is that how you're gonna say it?
Ọdún wa sọ yìí.
Bó ṣe wá kọ̀wé ránṣẹ́ yìí pé òun fẹ́ rí mi kájọ fojúkojú yìí kò yé èmi o.
Bó ṣe pé ẹ̀rí ẹ̀mí lẹ́kùnmọ́ àyà mi ti sọ kí.
Torí kí ni?
Àkọ́yẹ́ kọ́ mọ píjẹ́ ẹ̀mí lẹ́kùnmọ́ yọmọ mú yẹn rí flashback jọ́ ìkéyọ̀ mọ́ tó mọ́ ẹgbọ́n mọ́.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup check. Are the scripts on the prompter? Script check. Are we set in the PCR? All team in place? PCR check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights are. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission. How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup check. Are the scripts on the prompter? Script check. Are we set in the PCR? All team in place? PCR check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights are. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch. BC had a story?
Yes, so operatives of the Enugu Zonal Command of the EFCC have arrested a suspect on the wanted list of the FBI, Kelechi Anozie. He's said to be the founder of Praying City Church in Owerri, Imo State, and he was reportedly picked up on March 10th following incredible intelligence, which linked him to alleged conspiracy, wire fraud, and money laundering. They also picked up about 4 suspects. Valentine Iro Ekene Ekechukwu, alias Ogedi Bawa, Bright Azubike Bawa, Ifan Jr., and they had been alleged to have defrauded one FF who lives in Illinois, United States, of the sum of $135,800 and another of $47,000. So the case has been taken to court.
And this is different with the other guy that they called the recent pastor.
Yes. So all the pastors.
What was the telco story in Punch? I thought.
Oh yes.
We'll come back to that. Daily Sun quickly. APC convention, we took that already. EFCC arrests Obiano at Lagos Airport. Nigeria's debt rise to 40 trillion naira, says DMO. 2023, Catholic bishop urges Christians to obtain PVCs. Russia-Ukraine war, FG to issue new policy on trade. I won't resign before handover date, says Malami. Task force kills 100 gunmen in Niger, recovers 50 motorcycles. Soludo takes oath, tells IPOB we can't turn against ourselves. 2023, Northeast Group procures nomination forms for Atiku. Nima, you have the Soludo story.
Okay, I just wanted to take his speech at the inauguration yesterday, following what happened. He said, let me quote him, I always emphasize these points because it's rare these days to find people who keep their words in politics, and we will never take your support for granted. You are indeed a great leader. Thanks for believing in me. We will work hard to make you and India Anambra proud. Anambra. To our indefatigable national chairman, he thanks the chairman, Victor Ikeoye. Your visit on 27th of August 2016, unwavering support remains historical. And he said it was time to work. And adding, he said, no minute or kobo to waste in fanfare. And you would see that from the inauguration, it was a simple affair.
There's something else he said in that speech that caught my attention. I also like to highlight here. He said that the IPOB, ESN, myself, we must all work together, because obviously, now I'm paraphrasing,
he said we
can actually work together and find peace. That he agrees with the comments of the traditional rulers and the bishops and archbishops, saying that peace and conflict resolution is recommended. The dialogue is also recommended at this time. More importantly, he said that the current trajectory is a road to desolation. Let us get around the table and talk. Let the elites in the closet come out and let's debate our future and forge a consensus. The elites' conspiracy of silence and must stop. So, I mean, well, we always hear these good things in the first days, so we just hope. We're rooting for Governor Soludo. I'm hoping for the best.
Give him 100 days to see what
we'll see. I'm waiting for his 1-year speech. I want to see the number of achievements he's had.
Not 100 days first now.
If peace,
but in terms of the ability to change the orientation,
the mindset of the people.
So if peace is something that he's able to do, restore peace to the alone in 1 year.
He has done a good job.
Let me take the telco story. I know we've moved on, but the telcos are complaining under the aegis of the Association of Licensed Telecom Operators of Nigeria. They have about 20,000 base stations across the country, and each of those base stations have 2 industrial generators. Diesel is a constant. They say that they are one of the highest consumers of diesel, and the hike in price has really affected their business. One thing they can assure Nigerians is there will be no power outage, but the likelihood of increase in tariffs is very, very, very high, saying that the cost of haulage to different parts of the country is biting into the profit of their business.
All right, so I'm taking this. We want to take another story?
Yes. So the Catholic Bishop of Warri Diocese in Delta State, John Afareha, spoke during a press conference at Efuru as part of the activities of his 75 years birthday celebration and 25 years anniversary as a bishop. And he was saying that Nigerians need to get their PVCs as the only weapon to enthrone God-fearing leaders in 2023. And those leaders will be able to hearken to the voice of God and the voice of the people, but we need to get it right. That the 2023 general election is going to be very important for the country, and Nigerians need to pray to God for peace, free and fair election. Then he went ahead to say that he's not relenting in his teaching to stop crime, his moral teachings, and most Catholic schools have, aside from their normal curriculum, they have moral teachings as part of their curriculum, and they went ahead to list all his achievements in the 25 years.
So this Russian-Ukraine war, I think I told that story, I think last week, the fact that the federal government is beginning to work on what they can do to renew a trade policy with the countries under the former USSR. And this is because of the war in Russia. According to the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Mr. Ni Adebayo, he said that the reports they're getting, obviously, is that we earn, let me get the figures for you. In 2019, Nigeria received a total of $84.3 million in capital imports from Russia. The country also imported about 144 billion naira worth of durum wheat in 2020 and 123.9 billion naira worth of durum wheat from Ukraine also. He's saying that even the mackerel, seafood, all this is come from Russia and Ukraine. So obviously we're going to be losing out somewhat because there's been a restriction on importation across these countries for now. So he's saying that the federal government is looking at what they can do to have new trade policies within other countries within that region so that we don't lose out on these importations from Russia and Ukraine. And what he said is he has to present those to the government, to the president first. Once he gets approval, he then briefs them at the weekly ministerial briefing. So we will hear about it once President Buhari approves this recommendation that the minister has. Okay, moving on quickly now to the Vanguard. EFCC arrests ex-governor Obiano after handing over to Soludo. Terrorists kidnapped 46 in Kaduna community. APC crisis, Buni reassets authority and silence on the Akpanu Edehe's fate. Emele moves to get more women at bank's top management. Reps urge FCT states to implement the UBEC Child Rights Act. All institutions responsible for admission letter, JAM tells students. NLC waits into NURTW Lagos crisis. I won't resign, my tenure has not ended, says Malami. And Nigeria public debt up to 20.2% to 39.56 trillion naira. Which story are we starting with?
JAM. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board is asking students to hold their institutions responsible for the inability to access their administration letters. So some of them are looking for either letter of exemption or letter to go to NYSC. And their admissions, their institutions are not sending these letters out. So JAM is saying that most of these institutions were illegal in the first place. They registered outside CAPS, and they have tried, according to the Minister for Education, Adamu, say he has tried to, inculcate them into this a part of the legal body. But so far, they are not putting the portal, they are not registering in the portal the data of the students that are required. And they said they went to like 3 different newspaper houses, Blueprint, Guardian, and Vanguard, November 24, 2021, to announce that all these institutions that have been pardoned somewhat can come in and register their students with the appropriate data so that they can have their letters for either NYSC or letter of exemption. But they are not coming forward. So it's not their fault. They should go back to the school and meet those institutions so that they can put up their data on the portal so that they can have their letters.
Okay, another story?
Yes.
Let me take the child, the Emefiele story.
Has that.
Okay.
Malami was just, the Minister of Justice, Mr. Obaka Malami, yesterday said that, the rumor going around that he resigned so he can run for office is false, and it is just, there's a word he used, big English. But he was addressing the conference, National Association of Judiciary Correspondents yesterday, and he said that you are the ones who should know that most of the times people have peddled false news against public officers because, because of malicious media reports. But it is false, and he will not resign until May 2023 when his tenure ends.
So let me take the women's story. Commemorating International Women's Day, the CBN Governor Emefiele, mentioned that he has sent a statement to the banks, and they disclosed that there will be a new policy that requires minimum of 30% female representation on boards and 40% at the top management level in the banking industry. He said it is similar to the National Financial Inclusion Strategy that recommends increasing female staff of microfinance bank to 30% and total workforce being at 32%. The affirmative action of 32% total workforce. I think that this is a good policy, but the things that make women drop out of top management is the strain of work and family balance. So there are little things we can do. Middle management, lower management level, there should be crutches in banks. It should be those are the things that would encourage women to want to go into the banking sector. When you put those incentives, you will get the best out of women. And so far, we've had very good women top management at top management of banking level. So if we increase more, it's good for us.
Okay, we have to wrap up. I think we've run out of time. I was going to take one story that caught my attention, but we gotta go. That's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back, move on to our hot topic of the day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC Communications story.
Thanks for staying with us. So many Nigerians were looking forward to the inauguration of Governor Charles Chukwuma Soludo as the next governor of Anambra State. Then something just abruptly happens. The widow of the late Biafra warlord Bianca Ojukwu reportedly slapped the wife of the former governor of Anambra State, Mrs. Ebelechukwu Obiano, for reasons we're not really sure of. Of course, there are speculations for different reasons, saying that this has gone way back to 2019, where both of them were having back and forth on Bianca's inability to support or unwillingness to support the Afghan, just different back and forth. Anyways, the whole episode has generated a lot of controversies on social media. And this is International Women's Month. And if there's anything that we're talking about this month is breaking the bias. Now it's important for us to reassure not just our male counterparts, but ourselves that we are ready for leadership and we are ready to take on the helms of affairs in this country. So when things like this happen, many people begin to ask questions. How do we support each other? How are we emotional or not emotional when things happen? How do we have restraint or not have restraint in terms of conflict and anger? What are your thoughts on this? You can call us on 09139076948, 08127053687. You can also tweet us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. All right. Before we start digging further to know the genesis, what this means, I mean, personally, I didn't really care about the slap. I mean, listen, for me, I don't care about the slap. Anybody can slap anybody. But the point, I was more upset because this is an inauguration that means so much to so many people.
Yeah. In that state.
Yeah. In that state. You know, I was only thinking that, no pictures talked about Mrs. Obi Ezekwesili. I don't know if she was there. But I kept cringing that what is she going through right now? What is going through her mind? Because I know Mrs. Obi Ezekwesili was part of the transition committee, and she was so proud of this new administration coming in. So to just see her countenance, that what is she thinking at this moment that this thing happened? That was all that was on my mind. I was just processing that. Where is she at this moment? Well, when you saw that video, what came to mind, BC? Let me start with you. Don't go into the wig matter. Because you told us already.
Yes, I've told you about the wig. So if you want to pick a fight, make sure you're wearing a
correct wig.
Quality 100% human hair wig, yeah. Aside from, that, it was laughable. It was embarrassing. It just showed a lot of selfishness on the part of our leaders. That day was not your day, for crying out loud. If you had any grouse that you wanted to, walk out with that woman, why don't you wait till after the event? Why don't you call her out? Call her for lunch or something? Why don't you discuss like civil people? What examples are you setting as a leader that we can behave like animals outside? It was so, and the fact that, there's something they say in my place. If you want to fight, be ready for eventualities. So you went for a fight, and probably because the way the person was sitting down, prim and proper, you felt you just say whatever you wanted to say and go out. She was not ready for the slap. The slap pulled the wig. It was, when I saw it, I was like, yeah. I felt it. And I didn't even see this. You know, the way nobody
caught that slap.
Yes.
Because she can come up to her and say, no slap.
We saw the slap. It was from a distance. Yeah, there was a hand.
You could have been like, kill the fly.
There was a movement. But my point is, this is our month where we are supposed to support one another. We are supposed to, if we have issues, and that's why men sit back and laugh at us. See the people you want us to come and lead. See them. They cannot even hold themselves together. They cannot even comport themselves. We are supposed to be the nurturers. We're supposed to be the examples. We're supposed to be the calming effect. When the men are showing their, tough muscles, we are the ones that are supposed to be like the water that calms everything. And then you do not have restraint. We talked about restraint on this table. That's the word for the month as a woman. And you go out there and embarrass you. It was really embarrassing. And I expect a response of apology to the women fold, because you are a leader. You've been a leader for a long time. You still have aspirations. She was on the show recently and she talked about how she plans to go into the house and everything. Is that what we're going to be seeing when you get there?
No, Ms. Ebele did not slap her. Wasn't her that reason.
Where did she go tell the person where they
No, hair. So we'll talk about that a bit later. But What are your thoughts when you saw this video?
Why you did that?
So, I'm in a mentoring group for Jumoke Adinowo. We call her Mrs. A. And all through from February, we've been discussing the topic offense. We had an assist today, offense. When I saw that video, I just remembered the message. And she said, you know, offense is a bait. It steals your destiny. It steals your blessing. Offense cannot be avoided, but your response determines if you let that offense have its way. So, Mrs. Willie Obiano could have thrown an offense. What's the response of the person that received the offense? What was the level of maturity to be able to move away from that offense? You can be insulted. The person that walks away from the insult is the one that has maturity to move away from that offense. So I watched that drama and I saw this is offense lesson 101.
Wallahi.
One person dished the garbage. You carry baskets, collect the garbage from the person. And there, two of you enter off a fight. If you are caught playing with a pig and you get stained, both of you are on the same level.
Yeah,
so for me, this was a very, very embarrassing moment that shows lack of maturity on both sides.
Right. Okay,
For whatever was said by the First Lady, there was no justification for the reply. You can insult me and I walk away, then I'm the mature person. Then I'll get respected for it.
Let me come to you, Nima.
Depending on
You are just killing the entertainment, but well said, well said. For some of us sitting in traffic yesterday, that was news. Entertainment by excellence.
You like gossip.
So me, I look for the slap. I spent hours looking for the slap on several angles.
Nobody caught that slap. So Mrs. What's her name? Bianca can say, listen, I didn't slap that woman.
You know, women,
because it's our word against, because there's nothing captured that slap.
There were witnesses sitting down. There was a slap.
And they let's talk them now. There
was a
words against them.
So for me, women, we have issues, and I have seen it. In fact, I saw it very recently where women, we don't take care of the things that we should. When I did my whole body check, sometime in 2019, at one of these major labs where we usually do it, it came out reading that I needed to take care of my thyroids. So I started reading what thyroids were. I'm someone whose hormones have never been balanced, even for my fertility and all of that. I found it was responsible for too many things in the body of a woman. And in this case, just as Tokwe saw lesson 1 I saw 1 in this case. These are women, when your thyroid is scattered, your hormones are scattered. You don't know how to mind your business and you don't know how to stay your place. If you are at a public event like that, as a former First Lady, the only reason you get up is to greet somebody.
Yeah.
If you want to show respect.
In an event.
If you don't have intentions of greeting somebody, you sit where you are, they will come and greet you. If you respect yourself. Only when your hormones are like this up and down, when the negative is knocking negatives, that is when you don't know how to sit in one place. Nobody send anybody. You just didn't take care of yourself. You see, the dignity you want to be addressed with is what you give. Whatever support that woman didn't give to your husband, you don't already do it, yes. What exactly do you want to prove again? You have nothing to prove. You've already proved yourself. You've done your 8 years. And you know there's several other issues after office that will just let you sit down and say, we're done with this. This matter don't already pass. And then you approach.
And everybody must support you.
And you approach, yes, you don't need everybody's support, but you don't also need to make everybody who didn't support you your enemy.
An enemy, yeah.
Because you don't know when you will actually need their support, and minds change. Yeah. They just might then see the benefits of it. So when you have finished that office and you have an ambition, you've not stopped needing that support, except you're not using that platform.
Exactly.
You see, this thing called arrogance doesn't allow us know our place. You understand? You are an outgoing First Lady. You just might have outlived your relevance. You just might. And the person who has found a place for herself in party politics long enough since the death of her husband is always a friend that you need. Yeah. You didn't need this drama.
Let's come to the fact that, as I said, there are so many factors. Factor one, that this Mrs. Ojukwu is hoping to run for office. Remember, she said she was going to the Senate.
Yes.
So now, when we tell Nigerians, be critical of your leaders, be critical of who you're voting for, and the people of Anambra are saying, okay, regardless of this her fight, we're still going to, with this her behavior, we're still going to vote for her, because what has she shown by her character by standing up in that place. That's one. Two, Bianca, as you said, she could have actually exercised some restraint and by just keeping quiet. But somebody would say that, listen, there's any way you fight is fight. That this has been brewing, because I saw Bianca's response. Yeah. She said that, I think, was it that last night or this morning, 11 p.m. last night, on her Facebook page. Let me see if I can dig it up. She was saying something about, she knows how the Israelites felt when they were being rescued, saying that they are now being rescued from 8 years of this administration. So obviously there's been something deep brewing between these two parties. But I would have preferred that even if you feel that if this woman comes to me today, you're already prepared in your mind, not a woman now, I will deal with her. Because of something that BC said, which is so crucial. Yesterday was not your day. It
wasn't your day.
Me, Morayo, I was excited for Governor Soludo. Yes, no. I wanted to leave the show and go online and say what is happening in Anambra State. Only for just to hear this rubbish. I was so disappointed. Yes, because Bianca should have waited. Yeah. I'm not, as I said, I'm not against the slap.
Right?
Yeah. I'm not against the slap, because sometimes the women need slap to reset their brain. Women, we all need. If I do something, talk with me. If you do something wrong, I can slap her to reset her brain. It's not your pet. You can set. Don't give that. No, listen. You can slap me to reset my brain. There's a position. I won't slap. Listen, you can find me in some. Listen, you can find me in some certain places where you feel that Mariah is not herself. I need to. Even words. Listen, there's some times.
We use words.
Mariah, let me tell you something. You need to understand.
There's some things.
We ourselves. You see, we must learn to express ourselves verbally. We must disagree and vehemently use words to describe it. When you give into fisticuffs, it means you've lost the ability to control yourself and explain and express yourself.
Okay, so it depends on the dirty word we bring this slap. Wait, pause. You see this speech she has said, it's true, it's correct. But we know, because at the end of the video, we heard the dirty word that she said at a distance. If she say it close, she features second slap.
Yes.
So they call you a shower. If you are not a shower, you are not.
And go and prove that. And so if you call me a shower, we will prove it.
Yes, sir. You
will prove it. We will sit on it. It might just be that because it's in a public place, I let it slide. But trust me, when you're in your privacy.
So going back to what I was trying to achieve, when I come to YourViewTVC, is that
you go straight to who I am and defame me like that.
I need to state exactly what I was trying to say when I said earlier. There are some people that feel like it is slap that they deserve. Like this person, that BC deserves a slap. Okay, that's your slap. Plan it well. Know the strategically plan when you're going to slap it and slap it, not on somebody else's birthday or somebody else's event. That's my issue.
You know that I made that point. But another thing, aside from their they were both selfish. There's nothing we can say about it. It wasn't your day and you decided to use that day. But sometimes we expect that take the higher road. You are the bigger person. We like to speak English. You may have woken up on the wrong side of the bed, and that day you want to be in the mud. No. You want to be in the mud. Your mood may have just set in, like she mentioned, hormones. Yes. Sometimes when you're about to flow like this, it's madness. So people need to just avoid you. We don't know the mood that lady that was sitting down was in. She could have done that slap and regretted, oh, not there. Yeah. But then she has done it. And then we need to move on from that. So you want to look for trouble, prepare on this type of trouble that you want to look for. Wear the appropriate clothes for that trouble. So that when they hit
So, you see when I said this is lesson in offense?
No, you've got to spend training. So there's you can't sit in on this again. You're a trained woman.
So let me explain. I'm naturally not I'm not predisposed to violence, of course. Naturally.
Me too.
Neither am I.
There are people that are like, no, BC don't even say it. BC is going to be lying on national television.
BC, my husband said, it's only BC, calm down. My husband said, hey, Maria, are you sure BC is not on set? Because she did things that BC can do it to somebody.
Exactly. As the BC, you don't know. BC will reflect reactions. You don't slap the person.
That's unfair.
Let's go on a break. When we come out, finish, I'll let you finish. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Flash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Flash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're still discussing the incident that happened in Anambra yesterday between Mrs. Obiano and Bianca. Go ahead, talk about you. Say something before the break.
So I was saying that there's a story that was shared about Zidane, a football player who had a fantastic career for many years. And on the final, it took France to the finals of the World Cup. And somebody whispered something into his ears.
Something very derogatory.
Something very derogatory.
Validly provocative.
That's what you...
And he got the reaction.
So the person did something. He introduced an offense. And Zidane slapped and... He slapped sense into the person's head. And he was taken out of the match. France lost that World Cup. he ended his career on that sad note.
You'll be fine.
What I'm saying is natural predisposition, and I'm human, so it's something that I've never ever had to raise a hand against anybody ever. The only one time I would say it happened, I was inside a bus going to do makeup. JJ, good girl. I have never seen an expected movie in my life. And one boy was watching, and I was hearing the sound. I'm like, what are you watching? All of us inside the bus, I'm not telling him watching what you're watching. And then he raised the phone up. I was at the back and said, you must see it. You must see it. I did not know.
You slapped the phone.
When my hand slapped him. And that was the only time, and I felt really bad after because I had to apologize to him. But I was just so repulsed by what he was exposing me to. Now, I wish that I had handled it better. Maybe there was a better way to do it. And I think everybody can rise higher. So we must always strive to do it because the things that you might lose from reacting might be more than you can ever gain back.
Absolutely.
Okay, let me quickly. I need to build on this example because I remember this example very well. One of the things that are most provocative for anybody in the world is racist comments. At the peak of his career, what did France do to stop racist comments on him? He got his life back. He became a coach. He's doing well.
You will be fine.
But that person in his life
again, never forget that slap.
He will never forget that correctional slap. Validly provocative.
No,
so there are levels to these things.
I don't agree.
There are comments you can take. When the comments go straight to the core of your character, the entire thing you've worked for, or your identity as a person, the reaction you give, it can be valid. Even in court. In cases like this, assault and all of that, provocation absolves absolutely. Cannot come and call me black monkey on a field. I will forget the football, correct you, they did not train you finish. If your brother born you and forget to train you, I'll finish training you.
Okay, let me take this call from Arike. Arike, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Yeah, I'm here. Good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Okay, I'm Marika from Ibadan. I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree with you. Bianca should have been the better person, a bigger person, but sometimes you just seize opportunities. And that slap was a slap on behalf of Anambra State. It wasn't a slap on behalf of Bianca. Because that woman, in fact, the way she even catwalked to go and collect that slap, it was so funny. You know, sometimes you seize opportunities. Sorry, the inauguration was disrupted, but that slap was a slap on behalf of the Anambra people.
Why would you say, Arike, that's a very heavy statement.
Yes.
Why would you say that? On what basis?
Go online and see the comments. I'm not even an internet person.
Yeah.
You understand? That was good of her. Whatever she had whispered to that woman, that was the right opportunity to show her that, look, enough of you in Anambra State. I'm a domestic abuse survivor. Okay. My husband used to beat me up. But that day just came, one day, that I returned his slap for the first time. And that was the day I liberated myself. So sometimes opportunities come, you seize it, and you liberate yourself. That woman...
I can't believe this. I can't believe.
We have Anambra people talking. Senator Stella Odua has something to say. Not only did she condemn, she said, my attention has been drawn to the shameful conduct of the wife of the ex-governor and former First Lady of Anambra, Mrs. Obiano, who threw decorum away and attacked Her Excellency, Ambassador Bianca Ojukwu, at today's inauguration. She then comes and says, in other matters, hope I don't lose this, in other capacities, more condemnable is even the gutter and vulgar language used by Mrs. Obiano to describe her fellow woman, who is even a widow. I've always held the view that it is only weak minds that label hard-working women like Bianca the nasty names such as Ashawo. Okay, and not only this, we are on the month of in the month of women, the Women History Month, when we are talking breaking biases and all of that. And this is an example of a bias. You assume that a woman, because she's widowed, can be, you know, for her to survive is based on that kind of...
Let me take this message. I'm not heard from you in a minute.
It is the height of intolerance of women, by women in the month of women.
Let me take this message from... I have her name here. I can't have her name. Okay, I don't have her name, but let me just read. She said a very interesting message. She says, yes, decent women are mortified at Thursday's historical slap. We condemn the drama and the actors. Both are ugly and guilty. Note, we, as women, here alludes to women. Men should face their front.
Yes, sir.
How many men have fought on the floor of the National Assembly?
No, regular.
And we still vote for them and hand our destinies over to them?
Yes.
How many have even died on top of or inside of their side chicks to the embarrassment of the entire family? But we forgive them.
Yeah.
So shamelessness is not gender specific.
Yes,
so the men should stop gloating.
They cannot gloat.
Women will, I love it. Say women will sort this out like family disputes that it is, like a family dispute that it is. We thank them for their analysis, your sub-shades, your biases. You can go back to your work. We got this covered. I love it. Actually, I'm going to end the show with this.
Anna.
Okay, BC, you will talk. But let me take Belinda and I'll come back to you. Okay, no Belinda, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Yeah, good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for always keeping me glued to my seat every morning, listening to you. Yes. So on this topic, I totally agree with you, Mariah.
Yes.
I think this is a show of shame. And even though, yes, we've seen men do this a lot, but we women, we have been fighting to be given the same quality of citizenship as the men. I join my fellow women at the National Assembly every day to go and stand at the gate to show that we are serious. Now this happened. So it's, and I know that people will say, yeah, men have been doing it, but they are the ones that have power, and we are trying to take power or share power with them.
Right.
So even on a personal level, I'm Igbo as well, and I refuse to go to work today. My colleagues will give me an earful. So yeah, I just
thank
wish
you.
this would
Thanks. So this is personal to Belinda. I mean, she's also trying to get that, break the bias that we're talking about. All right. So the comment I just read is from Helen Essien.
Oh,
she actually sent a lot of comments, but I forgot to save it properly.
Thank you, Essien.
All right.
Yeah. So somebody was saying yesterday that everything is difficult in Nigeria. Even to collect slap, you have to stand up to go and get it. You know. You know. But there's something we need to understand, and YK mentioned it when she sent a message, which is learn to respect people's personal space. No matter how upset that you are, stay in your lane. Do not impose yourself on another person's space and be expecting a sweet reaction. It depends on the person's mood. You cannot guarantee the reaction you're going to expect. That's one. Secondly, we always see the physical abuse as the loudest. That lady was emotionally abused and she reacted with the physical abuse. So even if we go to the court of law, what did you say that warranted this reaction? So when we are teaching people to take the higher road, everybody needs to take the higher road. So when you are upset and you need something to say, calm down and articulate it when you are calmer, when you can better articulate what you have in mind to say, so that the other person will respond at a you don't show your anger, or you don't express when you do not have a hold of your emotion. So what anger does is that it scatters your energy. At that point, you have lost control. You can do anything. You don't know what is going to happen to you and all that. So when they teach us, life coaches, when you are upset, it is not the time to react. You calm down. When everything is sorted, you will now see it from a clearer perspective, and then you can, see, you really broke my heart at so and so point. You really hurt me at so and so point. Can we sit down and talk about it?
Angle.
Then you talk like human beings. So we're not going to be preaching to one side of the offenders. The offense, when the offense comes, you, the defense, react like this, and all of us should do it. Whether it's offense or defense, we should do it properly.
Well, there's another angle that we've not talked about. You know, when we're girls talking together, right? And you do something, and you just like, I can slap your face. So, but when you're in the presence of your spouses, there's some kind of restraint or respect. The fact that this is not just my husband, his colleagues are here, other top dignitaries, elder statements, obas. You comport yourself. There are leaders around. I mean, I kept saying the first person that came to my mind was Obi Ezekwesili. That is she there? What is she thinking? What is she saying? What is going through her mind? Because I'm thinking, I'll be there. Even me, I'm not even connected to her. I will comport myself because Madam Obi is here.
Yeah.
So why couldn't someone just hold themselves back? Because the fact that
your husband is there.
Your husband is right next to you.
Your husband is right there. Because if you respect me, I will not do because my husband is right there. There are some reactions that I will not. I will feel like, but I'll just would say, I don't want to.
I'll deal with
it. Because very early in my
it's disrespect to your husband.
Made me realize that you are not you. You are no longer single. It was a quarrel. Everything you do reflects on me.
Right.
And he had to make me understand it. So me to always give him back that, you know, what you're doing is reflecting on me. You know, but once we understand that, what he's done reflects badly.
So it's like former Governor Obiano standing up to go and collect slap. So it's the man himself that will collect slap.
You stood up to go and collect embarrassment. You took yourself from a place of dignity and went to indignify yourself to be insulted.
Okay, let me take this call from Jervy.
They will not be embarrassed.
We should talk about we should talk to Bianca too.
I've spoken to Bianca. I started by talking to Bianca.
Okay, let's take to Jervy. Jervy, are you there?
No, I started by talking to Bianca.
Yes, I'm here.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. I'm a first caller.
Welcome to the show.
Okay. The video you just played reminds me in my primary school days of a governor, then ministry administrator, Fayisheton George. There was a case whereby a woman, one of those women, then they were running this better life for women rural, whatever they call it. There was a woman then. Fayisheton George asked the woman to carry her bag. The woman kind of reluctant, like, I'm also a woman like you. Why would you ask me to carry a bag? Then she received a slap. Then the woman sent back the slap. So it's a kind of, there's women, they have the way of responding to themselves. So it's not a big deal.
Thank you, Gervy. So he's saying that this is how, because, and I think I also connect that to Mrs. Helen Essien's comment. So there was a slap. We will resolve as we do. There are times where a woman can go back to fight and there are slaps. It doesn't bring down the dignity of womanhood, of who we are.
I agree with that.
Doesn't mean that because we can be emotional beings, and in every situation you need emotions, as long as logic.
And I'm happy for the reminder that men have also fought on countless levels in shamelessness. Men have had several shameless situations. So this shouldn't cast aspersion on all women, or even on these two of them, because the men that fought on National Assembly, they still got re-elected. So these two women can go ahead and contest for Senate or House of Rep, and they should get voted, because this moment they have just they failed. They were human beings, and we are all human beings.
This is not a general shame on women. Personal shame. And one person
for a period.
Yes. For a period. One person find trouble, one person chop. Disgrace. Because when I were little, I had sisters. We were 4 girls. This kind of thing is a regular something. So I remember my parents would say that when we are seated, it is lack of shame for you people to continue back and forth. And so everybody will now wear shame. I always still feel ashamed at the end of an anger. So this I've learned with religion, that it is strength to restrain. The Prophet ﷺ says, the person who holds back in anger is the stronger person. It's not the person who knows how to throw the punches. So I started to rewire brain, and I've learned. But it doesn't mean that, certain provocative comments, in fact, provocative comments have level. I can take you insulting me personally. As I'm here now, if you insult my child, I might not even forgive you. If you go far to my parents, or one of them, hey, matter might not finish if we don't eventually do, So I might just learn to walk away.
We shouldn't always resolve to that.
You don't resolve to fist cup. Doesn't mean it's easy to deal with.
Yes.
There are certain levels of provocation. You just will look at the person like, because you never got your way. So people should not then think that because you are teaching people proper decorum, it means that I can then say anything and say, we know better.
Sometimes
you to learn tongue control.
Exactly. Start from there.
You see, when you get up and go and meet a person in their father's compound,
whatever you see, you take.
Whatever you see. So you
take.
Stop and leave. Wait, not this.
I want to quote we remember that even Jesus, there was a time, Jesus was so upset. He carried koboko, go flog those people where they sell for temple. He needed to reset their brain. It's not as if anger is a sin. Be angry, but do not sin. So you see that those ones that keep quiet and they don't react and now plan you for years, revenge, unforgiveness, that is the real sin. But that anger will come. Now, you just find a way to manage it if you are working on yourself, you're self-aware. Yes. If you have not gotten to that level, let's not expect that everybody have gotten to that level. Let's cut some slack to people who are still in that process. A few years back, there are some things you will say to me, you are ready to collect. Okay. But right now, I may hear those same things and, well, I'm working on developing myself to a certain level. Let's not assume that everybody has gotten there. So you that want to look for trouble, you said try to get there so that you don't look for that trouble, because whatever you see, you collect.
Let me go on a break. These Nigerians, you guys are terrible.
But terrible, right?
No, it's stay with us. We'll be right back. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Thanks for staying with us. Let's take some comments on social media. Who wants to start?
Oluwaseun says, Obiajulu, you deserve lunch with that Jesus illustration. You will make heaven for sure. Thank you, my brother. We'll see in heaven.
And Agboso Happiness says, catwalking majestically only to get a royal slap. This explains what kind of woman she is. That slap was really important. Apologies to Soludo that it happened on his day. First, as Akimboyewa says, see Mrs. Obiano's arrogant catwalk to collect a dirty slap. Wow. Anyway, it makes the swearing-in ceremony of Governor Soludo memorable. I thought so much.
Why are we not accusing the slap giver? I mean, more people should also question the slap giver. Why would you give us? Why would you choose such an important day to give a slap? Yes, you might have been brewing for months or years, but pick another day.
Let's assume we were not brewing. Let's assume we were not even brewing. See, let's admit some of our humanness.
Yes.
Yes, so I remember at age 18, I wrote my second jam. I was coming from mile 2, I think my jam center was somewhere in Festac. My sister had written somewhere in Okoko, her own center, and we're coming, my immediate elder. And at Yano Garage, it was evening time. Usually the bus, people will start to stop picking passengers. They would delay to increase the fares. So this bus obviously had been loaded, and people were now getting off the bus. We saw a woman bend over to carry her things. Me, I saw the woman from my own side. My sister too said the same reaction, seeing the woman, and it was our mother. And as she bent over, she was trying to keep her things. She had loaded all her things in the bus that said it wasn't going again. And she was putting them aside safely because other buses would try to climb over. I saw the conductor carry broom, tie on my mother's back. You see that you're not by garage. Till tomorrow, that's the memory I remember because it did not cost me anything to make sure the guy ran the way I dragged that guy. My sister came with 2 of us. We killed somebody there that day. So sometimes the provocation is not to
wait. Answer that. There's an adage in my place that says, if somebody is beating your mother and you go there and you're asking questions, what happened? Who is at fault? Who said you are a bastard? Yes.
So our culture is a violent culture.
Very violent.
And in our culture, we have adages that support the violence.
Yes.
And it
doesn't make it right. Doesn't make it right. Doesn't make it right.
Hold on. Why do we complain against men beating women? What do men complain about? She insulted me.
Yes.
And so I gave her back with a slap. What do we say? When you're insulted, walk away. So why is it good for us to tell a man to walk away and you're advising her that if they say something, there is a level of what you can say? What do we complain about? A human being said something. They called you a thief. They called you a prostitute. They called you this. They called you that. You can't slap the person in land. The person die. You don't become murderer.
Yes,
you don't become murderer. If Obiano white land died like yesterday, it's a different thing. So let us say for the fact.
Absolutely.
If Obiano's wife had landed on the floor and fainted or died yesterday,
one slap.
Yes.
Yes. It could have.
It's possible.
One slap, 7 died.
She could get away with self-defense.
Listen.
Wait, how is it self-defense?
Was she beaten?
You did not see the catwalk.
No, how is it self-defense? How is it self-defense?
Missing.
What does catwalk mean?
Leave the defense to our lawyers. If the catwalk is missing, no problem. Was she sitting down in her corner? Please.
No. She went to another person's personal space.
African proverbs that talk about, we have culture.
Let me give you an example.
Drop this one. Our African culture teach restraint also.
Yes.
If you are 2 people are fighting or somebody is fighting, you pursue the pikin, reach the papa, don't go back.
You go back. You're supposed to go back.
You're supposed to go back. Yes. If you enter,
let me.
You see,
from what you're saying, I'm also learning something.
Because
many years ago, I think I've shared this story before. There was a fight in our small mini estate. I think I shared the story. One of our neighbors has a generator he turns on his generator next to the window of another neighbor. That neighbor, the fumes get into her son. So for months, this child was coughing all night. And she would go and beg this, but now he lives in a duplex, she lived in a smaller apartment. So she always go and beg people, sir, please, this generator. But she was now so scared of him after a while. So she came to my own husband. And of course, Brown was like, what Brown said was not there. So Brown went there to civil, have a conversation, The man allowed, and, the back and forth. And eventually, there was one night the boy was coughing. We were even hearing the boy coughing. The woman came to our door. Please help me tell this man to turn off the generator. Brown just went there to turn off the generator himself. Fight broke out.
Yes.
Now, the man came out, Brown came out, and there was a fight. Me, I did not do what you said.
You were speaking English.
I was like, what happened here? I was like, I was like, bro, take it easy. What's going on? Don't fight, don't hit him. You know, I was trying to round. You know, he was so mad at me that I did not join the fight.
It has happened to us before.
I did not join the fight. And I'm like, but me, so for years, he would go back to the morale. You that did not defend me that day. I'm thinking, I'm not saying I wouldn't defend you, but I need to understand what happened.
No.
Why would you go and beat somebody?
Honey, that's wrong. When you come in, see, even if your husband is at fault, you keep it. You finish the matter at hand. When you come inside, you say,
You see, it depends on the simplicity.
Exactly. But now you fight
so it depends on the simplicity.
You cannot be asking, baby, what happened? Explain to me what happened. Who said,
I learned after that, because obviously for many years he kept reminding me. But then we had to now resolve it. And I realized that no matter what, you must support your spouse.
You support your spouse outside. You deal with it inside, but I will not support fighting. I will not support fighting. I will not support fighting, because whatever you fight, what happens, the result is never the way you plan it to go. It can be damaging. And so it's what, like what I said in the beginning.
So is it safer just not to fight?
It's always safer.
But he didn't fight.
It will make you feel bad.
Wait.
I must establish that you feel bad. When you walk away from a fight, I am a professor at walking away from offense. It does not make you feel good. Sometimes I get back home and I'm like, you're not a fool now. Why would they talk to you like that? Even here, even in circles, people will just, and I will be the one to apologize. I want peace to reign. I'm the peace-reigning person. It does not. I don't
know this angle of your peace reigning person. You don't apologize to me.
You don't mind.
Should ever agree?
Please. Why am I apologize inside the group, inside our meeting?
Yes, I apologize.
I apologize all the time. It does not make me feel happy, but I want peace to reign. So if you take, the more we take, if all of us they scatter ground,
but Thomas have you do bad thing,
where? So the tire.
No. So at the end of the day, we must always choose. The more we choose the higher road, the better for society. But not all of us.
You're not wrong, we agree with you.
You see this thing Mora just said? Once somebody came into my compound and my brother-in-law then was living with us, and he said, you need to go. This is not allowed here. We want our peace. And the person said, no, we are doing our religious something, we must do it. He said, this property is a private property and belongs to us. Can you please step out? The person started to resist and started fighting my brother-in-law. And so he called his brother. And my husband always responds to family defense as the first son. As the guy came downstairs, I was still speaking English. At that point, it never concerned me. And just as I was about to turn back and mind my business, the person pulls a gun at my husband. Jesus. It all family fight. Forget poshness. Because, how dare you? I said, Oga, I will make sure that this matter does not end. As in, it will never end. How dare you pull a gun? You have a gun,
but are we not
ordinary security?
You
want to kill somebody?
How do we move Nigeria forward if we keep having this mentality?
So
we have to be able to resolve issues amicably
and somebody brings a fight to your door. It's called bullying. See, let's look at this thing from a bullying point of view.
Yeah, it's bullying.
Every time you choose the higher road, you just might be encouraging a bully. Yeah. At some point, there's a breaking point.
Yes.
And that breaking point, we cannot now carry cane and still be flogging the breaking point. That's the point exactly. I'm not justifying that people should be fighting. Even me, I feel embarrassed at the end of every anger bout. I hate it.
So that's what I'm saying. To avoid that embarrassment, because it can actually become fatal.
See, let's assume
things can happen.
If all of us here were not growing at the same pace, I would still be bullying Tokwe. This is a higher road thing. If it was when we were in secondary school, you like higher road, okay.
We will show you the higher road.
You will regret that higher road thing. So because we are growing,
we're evolving. Yeah.
Everybody will know, okay, this is who we are. If you had a child in school, I at some point say to my children, if something is repeating itself, you have to stand up for yourself. How you do it, I will not come and flog the process again. If somebody's child did not, I will carry my child to taekwondo, train my child to beat back.
That's why I said from the beginning that let's not put the focus on the person who is
let me pause you for a second. YK is on the phone. YK wants to enter this matter.
YK.
Madam Yani Anikulapo Kuti. How you doing?
Yes, I'm fine.
Yeah, go ahead.
Morayo, please. First, leave that level. The woman is the one that did first touch. She's the one that walked out from her place to where Bianca was sitting.
Thank you, ma.
To go and give her whatever she did. That one, why are you entering my private airspace? That's her private airspace. So that one, self-defense.
But YK, is it good for her to slap? Shouldn't she have restrained herself from slapping somebody?
The provocation is what we are talking.
She entered her private airspace now.
Then you walk away.
Do you know what? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Bianca could have walked away, YK.
To another person's space.
She was sitting down. Well, excuse me. You see, apart from anything, there was one babe sitting beside the woman's husband.
Yes.
So that one was frustrating her. Instead of her to face her husband, so that one can beat her very well there, she went to go and face Bianca. The woman was sitting beside the babe. The man was sitting beside the fine babe.
Is that the husband in eyeglasses?
That is the babe that followed him to the podium.
How were you there? I don't understand.
Her hand, helped her down.
What you say?
I see. I've been asking around to identify who the babe is. I've not got identity.
Which babe again? I don't understand. Babe,
was his deputy a woman?
Oh, that woman
was his deputy a woman?
I don't even know. Why can't you say the woman that's sitting next to Bianca?
No.
The
woman next to Bianca.
She was sitting next to Obiano, the same chair.
Oh,
on the same chair as Obiano.
Okay.
Obiano.
Okay, you've gone to... YK, thank you very much for investigating.
So I wanted to say... Okay,
YK never finished.
She's still here.
Hello?
YK, are you done? Okay, I think she's done.
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, your final comment. Oh yeah, go ahead, your final comment.
See the waka. See the waka. She walked beside, she passed the man and the husband and the babe.
The catwalk.
Then I don't know who the woman is.
Okay, that woman. Okay, okay.
Catwalk. Then she now went to go and start fighting Bianca. You don't know what she said to her.
Hey.
It seemed like she retaliated from that video.
That one reacted.
Yeah.
Who made that dress? That dress was just
how do you know that
we need to beat the tailor.
She was holding.
All right, thank you, YK. Let me let you go.
We need to beat that.
Let's get your comments on social media.
Yes, please. May I say that when I started, I said, let's not just focus on the person who is defending, because, you know, there's something that happens there was a family very close to us. So you see that the man is the quieter one, but he's more dangerous. He will just be spooking with words. The woman will be screaming. So when you hear them quarreling, the only person you hear is the woman. That woman is so quarrelsome. Till I came close and I could hear the terrible, horrible things that comes out of this man's mouth. I was like, I'm the one, I don't even think I can take it. So let's not focus on when it comes to defense. Let's focus more on it shouldn't come in the first place. Handle it well, handle it better. Work on yourself. If I am upset, I take myself out of that environment. I keep quiet. I keep quiet for a reason, not because I don't know what to say or I don't know the right words to use. I know them. But I keep quiet because I don't want to say something that will hit you in a different way and you react in a different way that I can't take. So I keep it till I am calm.
So Mrs. Obiano should have probably sent the security guard, okay, maybe I don't want to, for example.
Let's have a meeting.
Oh, yeah, let's
when
talk.
she's a lot calmer, can you invite her? Let's have a meeting.
Let's fight. He did not watch King of Boys.
King of Boys.
Well, first of all, Akiboyewa says there was a deputy prime minister in the UK who was slapped by a member of the public while on election campaign. And the deputy prime minister slapped him back without hesitation. A reaction we call out. Douglas D. Orafa says, I just wonder the Lexus that develops from this fracas. I will Bianca you. She deserves a Bianca.
I will Bianca you.
I'll slap you back.
We have to wrap up on this. I think we've spent quite enough time.
Adetunde says, a slap has settled it sharp. Mrs. Ex-governor's wife has a history of overstepping and displaying crass behavior. Wow. Case in point is 2014 Poland saga. Bianca, for me, helped with a factory reset badly needed. Better to be slapped with the truth than kissed with a lie.
Okay, so as we wrap up, I think generally on this table we agree that both of them, I mean, yes, you shouldn't start it, just like you said. So you are verbally abusing somebody. Can also you don't know what you're asking for because you don't know what the person's response will be. So both women obviously goofed, no doubt about that. But what we're saying with this conversation is that the important thing is that life happens to people. It doesn't make us less gullible or doesn't make us less people. The point I'm trying to make is let's qualify for the job of leaders. Thank you very much. So the point is that we understand these women did this, but it doesn't mean that other women who are vying for offices are not qualified. We have lots of competent women out there.
Even these ones.
Even these women, absolutely. These women are equally qualified. This is just one of those flash in the pans that we're just moving past. But we as women will continue to support. If she's running for office, I will vote for her because I believe that she's a woman, she can still run. So let us support these women regardless of it. I mean, this is just one of those things that happen. We've learned the lessons and then we move on. Okay, let's go on a break. When we come back, move on to another topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup check. Are the scripts on the prompter? Script check. Are we set in the VCR? All tape in place? VCR
check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights up. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup
check.
Are the scripts on the prompter? Script
check.
Are we set in the VCR? All tape in place? VCR
check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights up. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review. Thanks for staying with us. So we're still discussing, it's still International Women's Month, and we're discussing issues that have to do with discrimination, not just against women this time around, across board. So there was a tweeter who sent a message saying that a lady was not allowed to be employed, got a job, was not allowed a job because she had a leg chain on. Now, what happened was that this woman was trying to get a job, and I think she got to the point of interview. But when the employer noticed she had a leg chain, she told her she couldn't get the job. Another similar story, a lady was saying that when she went for an interview, they were judging her because she was short. There's a story that said, yeah, because I was too short. Well, it depends on the kind of job. Others are saying, oh, because I have a blonde hair, or because I have a tattoo, or because I have a nose ring, I have an extra piercing. Or I'm a man, I weave your hair. So these are forms of discriminations, people have said, but we're not looking at it vis-a-vis an employer's perspective. What do I look to who do I look to employ vis-a-vis the kind of job I have? And would you say you should look more about the competence over the way they look? What are your thoughts on this? You can join the conversation 081-270-53687, 091-390-7694. You can also tweet us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweet. So this issue of discrimination, I mean, it's an interesting topic, especially you're all employers of labor, and how does it come to you where somebody comes in all sorts of, look, and you're thinking, okay, can I hire this person? Let me start with you, BC.
Okay, so in this part of the world, we're used to judging a book by its cover. That's our tradition. So even before you speak, people will pay attention to your appearance. When you walk into a room, they look at you, they size you up. They are, thinking with a lot of filters, the sort of hair you're wearing, the sort of outfit you have. They will look at your bata, especially if you're a guy, you're wearing some shoes that look very funny. They will look at you. They would have judged and condemned you even before you open your mouth to speak. So you need to understand where you're coming from if you're seeking for a job. And also, different jobs have different criteria, and there's nothing we can do about it. That's the specifics that the employers of labor require. So, for instance, if you're getting a job in an airline, you are required to be of certain height, 5 feet something, as an air hostess, You can't be short being in that. If you're seeking a job as probably a runway model, you're supposed to be like from 5'10", 11, 6 feet, you know that. If you're seeking a job as an engineer, you're supposed to have a certain kind of, So those are criteria that work best for that job. So I wouldn't blame the employers for having those sort of criteria because they want the best for their job. However, it's important that you make it known on time. So you put it in your website or your wherever the platform is where they are going to be, that these are the criteria needed for this job before they come in. So you don't waste people's time. You are placing your job advert and you're not saying the criteria that you need, and everybody just comes in with their CV and they do interview and you waste all their time and say, no, you are too short, you are too fair, you are too dark. That's
sometimes it's very difficult to cover all of these things. You're tall, you're fat, you're thin.
So different jobs, of course, they don't have the same criteria. So you know the criteria needed for the job that you want to employ people in and state it there. So it's like a character Bible. You see what you are coming for. If I don't fit in, I don't bother sending in my CV. That's one. There was another point I wanted to make before you cut me.
Go back to the other point.
Okay. For me, as an employer, when I saw this message, I'm like saying, are you the one that want to pay the salary? Now, me want to pay salary, I can choose if I want to employ someone or not. And when it comes to employment, while skill is very important, character is the most important. Because what they don't have, you can train someone to do. If they have the right attitude, they have the right character, they can learn. Leg chain would be a red flag to me. Now I know.
Why is it a red flag?
Because it would just make me feel that you are looking for a job. I see you come to employment, you are looking for a job, you have iPhone 13 or maybe...
Would have been a gift.
So, order of priority. So I see you don't have a job. I know how much I want to pay. Your lifestyle already looks like you are very expensive. You might not fit into my organization. My organization now is on a hustle, hard work stage. It's not on a stage of you are flexible. No, it's not largesse. I am on a serious hard work hustle. Everybody is grinding. So if you already have that, I'm comfortable, I just want something I can do while I'm also getting allowance, I will simply shift you. You won't get employed. If you come looking hungry, not that you're looking tired, or you want to work, you come and you tell me, whatever you give me to do, I will deliver. That attitude will get me to be more willing to employ you. It's not about your certificates now. It's about the attitude I get. So when you have lecture, it shows like you have arrived. Now, because we live in Nigeria, and we know we live in Nigeria, and most of your employers are not from abroad, except your employer is from a different clime. When you are seeking job here, you should strip yourself of some things that might make you look funny. So you will have somebody in our TVC has purple hair. She knows if she was trying to get a job in TVC, she won't have come here with purple hair.
Why? She's an entertainer now.
No,
that's the job she's doing.
Maybe we should call another person to call into the show and tell us.
No. Okay, let me come to you, Nima. So
I don't know,
there's that conversation of do you judge somebody by the nose ring they are wearing or by the content
of what they have?
Maybe when you've known them. There's something. There's a saying called "dress how you want to be addressed," and this is most important when you're approaching the place of intended employment, where you're hoping they employ you. You want to be at your very best. So if you're going to a bank, for instance, where you know skill, looks, poise and all of that is important. Put all your A game on. You know, I love leg chains, I love waist chains, but I did not even approach the bar with any of that. Those are my excesses. When you come into my private house, you see them. Now that I'm at a point where entertainment, I forget it and wear it out of the house. But I remember that I used to wear those things in the house, and when I'm about to leave the house, it's part of the things I would take off. And it's not part of my dressing to go out. It's just that I've relaxed now, and I'm letting a lot of things show. So if you're looking for a job, those are some of the things that you must do. But then Bisi hit the nail on the head when she talked about setting job appropriateness. So for some jobs, it is not discrimination if your height is being discussed or because we know in the military, when they're recruiting, I saw the list for the Naval, they're looking for build. They're looking for fitness. They're looking for a lot of things. You cannot now come there and say, hey, I have a health condition and they discriminate. No. We cannot be using one mouth and two mouths to say the same thing.
We blame the police for discriminating against young boys on the road. They're just wearing their dreadlocks and braiding their hair. That's part of the discrimination we're talking about.
That's profiling.
You know, if you profile, I in the hijab get profiled. I take my time to stop when you say, because people were using hijab at some point for suicide bombing. Do you want to search? I'm willing, if after that search you're still discriminating, the matter will not sleep. I will sue you. Because I have given you the right to confirm your. So a police who is profiling for certain reasons, it is when the person is resisting beyond understanding, or you after searching, okay, you see me in dreads and you think and I've shown you my ID card, you've seen I work at a credible place, I am a credible person, I just have this, and you do not let me go. Is something, is it your head? You know, then it is much more. Profiling itself is not bad.
It is the abuse of the profiling that we complain. If you see somebody with green hair, with big chain,
you have the suspicion
tell you to stop. And then when they tell you to stop, they ask you, what do? You say, I'm a performing artist. I have my videos on YouTube. I'm a comedian. I'm a this one. I'm a that one. And there's legitimate, I have my ID card. I'm doing this one. Then you move on. They should release you. It is when they hold you back, even after you have explained what you do, and they check your phone and say, how do you have 1 million? That's abuse. That's what we're currently with.
Okay, but there's this angle. There's someone that I know who is an albino. And it took him so many years to get a good job because people just they just felt that, how would I hire an albino? Yeah. It was a major thing for him, you know. But today he secured a job many years ago. Now he's like a manager. He's one of the best workers there. But before he got that job, he was giving a testimony, in fact, that it took him a long time. People just didn't just trust his skin color. They discriminated against him because of his skin color. Yeah. So why do we therefore judge people based on their skin tone or what they're wearing or their lashes or why do we don't just say, let me look past what you have and bring you in first?
Yeah, it's also about mindset. You know, we're still a developing nation. We're still learning a lot of things, and it's important that we pick the good things and leave the bad ones that don't serve us. So back in the day, like I started in the beginning, that we judge a book by its cover. That's just how we are. So over time, we're now learning that, give this person a chance. You can actually see something different. I had a friend of mine who, he's been in one sector for a very long time, and then he was going for this interview. And he didn't know how the interview was going. They called him in the evening. He didn't know how the interview was going to be. He just felt, he didn't really was in a space where he was struggling for a job. He just felt, okay, somebody told me about this, let me give it a try. And he walked in there. Unfortunately for him, it was white people. So when other people were seated, they were all on suit, decked, tie, everything. Bah, 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 bah. He wore a jean, wore a trainers, and wore a T-shirt. And he got there, was like, whoa, this is serious. Oh, and I can't go home right now. I just have to stay. He got the job because the people seated there were more about the content. They know that when it comes to the dressing, they can always give their rules and regulations. This is how we dress here, this is that. But what do you have to offer? So some persons and some employers of labor are getting to that point now where they look beyond how you look. That can be corrected when you get the job. Once you fit in the criteria, how you look doesn't matter. We don't wear leg chains here, we don't wear this here, we don't wear that there. If you want, you come. If you don't want, you go. But can you deliver on the job? So the job's now about the skills that you have, what you are bringing to the table. For your appearance, we can sort out. We discuss it at the level of picking up your letter. And if you say, no, I can't do away with my leg chain, then you go for somebody else to come in.
I remember the situation because back there, many of it, I told you the story of my accident. Many years ago, they had to shave off the entire left side of my head. So my head didn't grow for years because in fact, till now, that line doesn't grow. So I had to be wearing a head tie all through for like 2 years or so before the hair started coming out. And I was going for interviews, and they were just then, it wasn't so common. There was just something, why would you wear a head tie for an interview?
Mindset.
Then wigs weren't so common then. You have to weave your hair. So I was just in my head tie. And I noticed that it was later on, they said, Mariam, the head tie is a problem. You have to now deliberately go and find something, a wig. You have to find an Afro wig to wear. So that was when you're talking, I now remember that situation. That people in the Western world. In the Western world, we erroneously sometimes discriminate we judge people before we get them a chance.
Are you grateful now for the creator of wigs?
Of course, I am grateful for.
So let me say this. What we relate with what we're familiar with. Yeah. That's human nature. And if we did not learn profiling, many people will have died. So we've learned to see, this is a lion.
We label it.
We label it. That's for our safety. We run. We see a man, like there was a guy that was trying to date me, and he just had this look of, he just looked so rugged that I felt this guy must be into some form of, and he had money, like he was into some illegality. That's me labeling. And I ran from that relationship. But I later found out that he was into illegality. So he had the look, and I profiled him right. So sometimes we profile, we're not used to, albinism is not a norm. It exists, but when somebody comes into your space, it's not the usual people you see. So your first reaction will be, are you sure? Let me be sure. So it is important that we open up ourselves more. Even I know I have some bias. I know when we're discussing breaking bias, Mariam mentioned the fact that there are many unconscious bias that we don't even know. So if you are a woman, and you look sickly, you come to my gender, a man, you look sickly. You are like maybe you have SS or something. I don't know whether you have it, but you look sickly. I'll be like, this one will be asking for days off work. I will not want to. So that's wrong because I'm not giving opportunities to as many people as are qualified for those opportunities, and we must be open to giving opportunities to everyone. So
you may also be right.
We need to be more open. We need to be more open with employment. We need to dress appropriate when going for job interviews.
You need to dress appropriate. My partnership, originally we were 3 partners. What broke the partnership was an employment case. So we needed a secretary and we kept having meetings. We wanted to sit as a panel on the interview for the secretary. But eventually it couldn't happen. I think I lost an uncle and had to cancel. And so one of the partners just, said, because we had said at a meeting, employ. We didn't say ratify, confirm an employment. And then he employed and confirmed the person that said she'll be resuming November, I think that year. And I came into my office and the sight of a girl in tinted hair, and not this one shaved, the middle hair, as the image of my firm. It didn't sit well with me. It didn't represent who I was. And I said, this firm has an image. This person cannot be. I greeted her, I smiled at her, I didn't show anything. I said to him, she couldn't have been confirmed. And he protested and everybody scattered, pepper scattered the firm. So I just could not understand.
But would you have preferred you gave her a chance? You will see if she knows the word.
I tried to. You know, what I tried to do was see how I could talk to her. And then she had this image of, no, I wasn't recruited by you. I said, no, in this...
And was she willing to change the hair?
No. She had that arrogance. And I said, I said to her, when I came in, she just said, hello, what do you want to say? I said, if you come into the firm, my own office carries all my paintings because I can't keep my paintings and pictures at home. And if you see me and asking me what I want to see, it means that you did not take notice of the environment and you've been here a week. So I said to her, this is my office. I said, oh, okay. I was like, this one. So I went in, I called her, after like a 30-minute sitting down, I called her into the office and I said, you know me now? Were you briefed on the partners? They said something like that. I said, okay. Okay. How are you? Where do you come from? How far is it to work? This is me now trying to confirm how much you'd be getting at the end of the month. The language just wasn't sitting well. Some people don't work on their self. What do you mean? I eventually, I was going to say to her, do you know you need to wear a headscarf? When you were talking about it, I was going to say to her, I can keep you if you're good, you're skillful, if you can wear a headscarf. So your hair and your personality is for your house, your privacy. It can't be the image of my workplace. So I was going to say that, but other factors now led to me just saying, this is not going to work. Because I cannot be telling somebody who is already saying, okay, they told me about that you have to wear a headscarf.
But people shouting discrimination. But go based on what she said, shouldn't the firm therefore have put out, okay, this is what I'm looking for?
Exactly.
But I was thinking, you can't cover, but my worry is that you can't cover everything. How would you know the person is going to come with the golden hair?
No.
So not part of what you say.
You cover the basics.
Appreciate it, but
you don't necessarily have to list no golden hair, but there's a standard. You know, let me borrow.
Usually they don't go public.
International best practice.
No, usually you don't go public with what you're looking for.
When they come in,
the employers or whoever the panel is always know what they're looking for. So you come as you are, and if they think you have that skill, they might just ask for a compromise.
Let me quickly just
if you're mature, you give that compromise. If you don't want to give it, you go home. But okay, when you discriminate on a person's physical, natural, and as against their skills, it just might be discrimination because it's a lot of precedents that we have and they're not confirmed across board. But discrimination has earned people a lot of money in a lot of ways.
If you want to wear wear trousers too.
Let me quickly throw this in because there are many people that are seeking employment and they are wondering, okay, why am I not getting the job? It's important before you go for any interview to study the organization you're going to interview with, and you know what they look like already. So you prepare yourself. When in Rome, you behave like a Roman. So if you see that this office, I've seen their pictures online, I've Googled the CEO. The CEO does not wear earrings, he does not do hair. When you are going there, I'm not saying you will not wear earrings, but you will not wear something dramatic. You might wear a small one because you understand you want to get a job.
True.
You want to get a job. Your work life is different from your person. You can be, this is me at work, outside, and I always use someone I really love, what's her name? Larry Lushala's wife. That woman, she's a C-suit corporate executive. See her outside office.
The house with
the hot sexiness of this woman is out of the world. But she understands that when I'm working in Transcorp, I look this way. When I'm going partying, I look this way. You must learn that maturity to segment.
I remember when I was still a performing artist, there was a church, a redeemed church that invited me. And then my manager at the time said, BC, you cannot wear trousers. I know you are rapping, but this is a very conservative church. If you wear trousers to perform here, they won't even pay attention. They're like, this one are the devil. They won't listen to you. It's very conservative. And I found it very difficult. Like, I was telling my husband, do I need to? Let them know me for who I am. My husband said, do you want to perform in that church? Please, let's wear a dress. And I wore a dress to that performance. So you need to find a way to adjust. There was also another school just along this Magodo when I just finished NYSC. And I came for interview. And I saw that everybody had this natural hair at the time. They were wearing long skirts and everything. From where I was sitting at this time, I said, these people will employ me. Because I was already out of what trouser I wore. I said, these people, and they did not call me. So I just went home. So you need to understand where you're working and dress appropriately.
Okay, so I think we did justice to that topic. In summary, do a recce or a surveillance of where you're going to go there, find out the culture of that company, ask questions. And even when you finally get the job, find out questions about what the company is about, who they do, so you can adjust yourself. You're starting a career.
Job,
So you should be able to sacrifice at some point your liking, those kind of things you like to do. Sacrifice it for the company. When you get to your house, you can be you. But the moment you enter that company, dress as they expect you to dress so that you can at least grow in your career. That is all we can take on today's show and the week. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Bye for now.